Okay, good evening, everybody, and really I would like to thank Robert and Sandra for important efforts to make my participation possible. But I want to draw your attention that I am not representative of Palestinian Authority. I'm not an official person. I'm leading one of the biggest organization in Palestine and one of the biggest research center, but I'm not official person. Actually, water in the Middle East, unfortunate, is not oxygen and hydrogen only. It's pure political. This is the nature of the problem. It's pure political issue plus other issues. But keeping saying that is not the solution, since we have five major tensions. The first one, we have the population. This is the area I'm going to talk about. It is the Jordan River Basin, which means Jordan, Palestine, Israel, and the upper part of the Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. In this area, we have five major tensions. The first tension is the population growth. We are the Jordan is the fourth country in terms of water shortage in the world. The fourth country. The average water per capita is less than 30 liters per capita, and they have a huge population growth, natural and unnatural, because the immigrants from the instability of the region. This is the first one. The second one is the second tension is the differences of nature of the economy of the three countries. Jordan, 70% of Jordan is desert, and they have a huge economical problems. Palestine, since 1967 till now, under occupation and suffering from lack of development. Israel has also their own internal policy problems. That's affect negatively the solutions or the possibility of solution, but we have to see how we will deal with this. The third one is Jordan, Palestine, and Israel. 60%, average 60 to 70% of our water goes to agriculture, while the agricultural contribution in GNB is not so much. In Israel, as Tal said, 2%, in Palestine 17%, in Jordan a little bit more, but the nature of agricultural sector in each country is different also. That's also the third. I don't want to go in details, but this is just background for the people who are not familiar with the Middle East problems to understand what we are talking about. The fourth tension we have is, for example, in Palestine, 50% of our population is under 24 years old, which needs a huge employment program, which is a huge socio-economic development. This is also is complicating the issue, and the same in Jordan, the same in Israel. The fifth tension we have in instability. Middle East is like sand dunes, movable. Nobody knows where is the final destination. Nobody knows, and this is also it's a big tension. But under all these tensions, we have to drink water. We have to continue our life. We have to continue food production. We have to continue socio-economic development, wherever we can do, to have decent life. That's the area I'm talking about. The area is loaded with tensions and the problems. And the recent agreement between Palestinian Authority and the Israeli government and the Jordanian government, actually, as Tal said, they kept secret. I don't know what is secret there and why they keep it secret. And this is itself, it's a problem to keep it secret, because will not create a public ownership. And in my opinion, Oslo failed because it is done in the dark rooms. Everything should be done under the sun. Everything should be done with the public participation. But because internal politics in Palestine, Jordan, and Israel, it's done but whatever the agreement is, the agreement is accepted the swab concept, or to exchange water. As Tal said, there is a water goes from Jordan to Israel, and water will go from Israel to Jordan, and as well as to the Palestinians. Desalination 20 years ago was not acceptable in the region, but now is promoted as a concept of solution, and that's important. The location of supply source and location of the demand are the drivers for water swap. Now what we are talking about is not important where is the problem, is important where is the solution. And that's why, unfortunate in the region, where is the water resources is not the demand centers. For example, in Jordan, the demand center is in the north, while the desalination plant will be in the south. That's why they have to swap water with Israelis, because the Jordan River is the only river in the region. And if it is the Jordan River in Europe, nobody will talk about it, because it's not really a river. That's why it's the only resources in very high scarcity region. And the solutions is there. The solution is there. Small scale solution, large scale solution. But as I said, before that, we need a precondition, that is instability, stability, and to have a permanent solutions. Because if I am a private sector, I will not come to the area where it's not stable, politically, socially, environment. But what is, there is a brackish water along the river. Sorry, I don't know. There is a brackish water along the river from the Dead Sea up to the Tiberias Lake. The potential to have a small scale solar powered desalination in Jordanian side, in Palestinian side, and in Israeli side. And this will solve the problem for remote communities or the marginalized communities or the Bedouin communities. Small scale desalination plants powered by energy. Energy is there. Sun is 320 days a year there. Brackish water is available, and the only thing need is to do small scale things. And recently the German company, in cooperation with the university in Germany, they did Karama brackish desalination plant just as a pilot project. This is in Jordanian side, and the result of there is they are able to provide the Bedouins communities here, and the life become completely different, because the Bedouins, they are not anymore wants to move from area to area, because water is there and they can continue their life. But what is the constraints there? The constraints to have larger scale projects is, as I said, the agreement is not public. If the agreement public, of course, will be discussion among Palestinians themselves, among Palestinians and Israelis, among Palestinians and Jordanians. But because it is not public, as Tal said, what we are, maybe we know something, but it is not complete picture. And also funding to the projects in the area is a big problem, because Palestine nowadays is 65% of the public budget is international donors. 65% of international donors will not make economy. And to make Palestinian economy live, Funding is not the solution. Investment is the solution. Investment to have a regional projects and to have a small scale projects and to create jobs and to do that. Also is the first step. The Israelis and Jordanians, they say this is the first step or the first phase of Red Dead Canal, and the Palestinians, they said no, this is another project, trilateral project. Palestinians, I don't know the truth. But we have to, and different reading and understanding sometimes leading to different conclusions. I think what we need to unify the terminology and to unify the reading of each and agreement. Just to give you what is the scenarios there. The scenario is baseline scenario or continue business as usual. If we continue business as usual, I will show you the picture here. The first scenario, in 2020, the deficit of water will be around 700 million cubic meter for Palestinians and Israelis. If the business, of course, the Israelis, they will have desalinations, but the Palestinians, if business going as usual. This is, the politics is not enough to solve the problem. We need practical projects to solve the problem, because 30% of the Palestinians now insecure from water point of view. Back to the or to have normative scenario is what is decent life for everybody and how we will deal with that. As I said, there is no way to live with economy has only funding. Economy can survive if there is internal stability and if there is investment. And the investment, precondition for investment is stability in the region. And economic development scenario, of course, if we have economic development both in Palestine and Israel and Jordan, then this is will help to solve the problem. But we have to be honest with ourselves, and one of the major steps to solve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict is to be honest. And to be honest, nowadays the Israelis, they can afford the cost of water because their income per capita is $27,000 and the Palestinians in Gaza is 1,000. Then we have to recognize these differences and to help the other party to be. Of course, we will not be able to be $27,000 per capita in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, but there is we have to recognize the problem, and the recognition of the problem is 50% of the problem. And also the stepwise return scenario and late scenarios. Also, if there is a peace, if there is a comprehensive, just peace, the population of Palestinians and the population of Israelis will change rapidly. I'm not talking about natural growth. I'm talking about the unnatural growth, which is returnees and movement of the people. And nowadays, one of the major problem is misorganized population movement because the immigration from Syria and Iraq to Jordan. And this is the some calculation about the whole scenarios. And as I said, the whole scenarios, if there is no economic development, you see, if the economic development goes on, then the deficit, the water will be in minus, which means no need anymore. What is next? Okay, we know the problem. We know we try to blame the Israelis, and the Israelis, they blaming other people. I don't know, but this is not the solution. The solution for water problem, the solution, as I said, is socio-economic development. To make that 50% of the Palestinian people finding jobs, 50% of the Palestinian, and the 50%. Just to draw your attention, 80% of them are graduate. 50% of the unemployed people In Palestine now, the unemployment is 25% from the young people, and 80% of this 25% are educated. That's why socioeconomic is a precondition for any solution for water problem and other. And mega project is, in my opinion, mega project is a solution. Why we need mega projects? Because if we want to scale up our economy, we have to be up to the scale up degree or standards that is small scale projects, okay, can solve the daily problems. But if we are talking about development, we have to talk about mega projects. And mega projects meaning different countries, even if we like each other or not. I don't think the Europeans are friends, but they work together. This is how business can be developed. This is, in my opinion, we have in the Middle East, we have to recognize problems, and we have to start to talk about the problems, and we have to start to put solutions for problems. The whole world is changing, and we have to change. Of course, we, as I said earlier, we are like sand dunes, movable, but sometimes this movable, you can control the velocity of mobility. And this is our role. And we have to be, as I said earlier, we have to be honest with ourselves. And the honestness should be to answer these kind of questions. What kind of agriculture we need? Do we need the flowers in Israel? Or do we need the banana in Jericho? If you ask me or ask Tal, we don't need. We don't need banana in Jericho. Very high water consumption and very little economic revenue. Why we need it? Do we need export-oriented agriculture or self-sufficient agriculture? Do we need food security agriculture or what? If we don't answer all the countries, if they don't answer this kind of a question, there will be no solution. The other also, urbanization. You know what is the major problem in the Arab world? We are single city countries. Go to Syria, Damascus. Go to Egypt, Cairo. Go to Palestine, Ramallah. The other cities are dying. That's why, and which means from water point of view, is a big burden to one demand center. And the other demand center is not a problem. This is the huge problem in the whole Arab countries, is single city states. That's why you cannot deal with 55% of the Jordanians are in Amman. Of course there will be a water problem in Amman. Natural. The solution is not there. That's why what I'm trying to say, there is a solutions at country level, even at region level, and that's what Jordanian trying to do, it is to swap water from Israelis to solve the water problem in the north. And there is a solutions at country level to revisiting our agricultural policy, tourism policy, urbanization policy, and also at a regional level. If we decide to live together, we have to know how to dance together also. I think the Israelis, they are exist in the area, the Palestinians are exist, the Jordanians are exist. Who is right, who is wrong is not now to discuss it, but how to drink water, how to make our generation living in decent way. No more dignity is allowed to be threatened for anyone in the world, regardless what is the reason, regardless who is the driver behind. Dignity threatens. And one of the major dignity threaten if the people, they are not drinking clean water, whoever, wherever. Yeah, and also population growth. We have to control our population growth. does not mean we have to reduce the population growth, but we have to organize the population growth in all the region. I want to conclude with saying three major things. The first one is water. Of course, it is connected with other issues like returnees, settlements, Jerusalem, borders, whatever. But time dimension is very important for water. We cannot wait until the final peace coming to the Middle East. Maybe will come in my generation, maybe will not coming. We should be realistic. But the drinking water is a daily life. The people, they have to drink water wherever the resources, whatever the resources, whoever control the resources. The second thing, we should not keep crying. Middle East 100 years cry, but now it's the time to do the solution, and the cost of the solution should come not only from the region, also from outside of the region, because they have obligation to control, to help that area to be stable, because the stability in the Middle East is the stability for entire things. The last thing I want to say, if we lived very bad conditions in our time and tell time, let our children live better conditions. Thank you very much.